Brandon Lewis here with the 10 Con Big 7. Let's talk about some of these stories you won't be seeing in the mainstream media. Tennessee illegal alien suspect in a hit and run that kills a 10-year-old girl flees to Mexico. Why was he here to begin with? Tennessee illegal alien charged with burglary, assault, and vandalism. Nashville Predators host Gay Pride Music Heritage Night at Bridgestone Arena. Democrats use deceptive campaign signs to attack conservative House candidate in a very ham-handed and terrible way that won't be effective. Books with inappropriate content removed from school libraries to comply with Tennessee law. Christian homeschooling family targeted for deportation, granted another extension to remain in U.S. And finally, town of Farragut attempts to censor Trump signs displayed on private property. Brandon Lewis here. Hey guys, we are Tennessee's largest conservative news alternative. I'm about to head out of town for my birthday weekend. My birthday weekend coincides almost always with the presidential election because my birthday is November 4th. And so many years I have woken up with a president that I did not want. One year it was Barack Obama, but one year it was Trump. And I'm hoping that my birthday present will once again be Donald Trump. I think he did a fantastic job his first 4 years. Get out there and vote. It's not too late to make a contribution to his campaign. I've done it. You should do it. Let's get in there and help the man win. Phone bank in Georgia. Go knock some doors and swing states. If you can get over there, it's not too late to move the needle. Guys, if I sound a little congested, it's because I am. There has been some kind of creeping crud working through the Lewis household, and it has laid us somewhat low. But I'm going to soldier on and bring you the Big 7 anyway because it's important. Guys, if you're not on our newsletter list, you're missing out. Go to TennesseeConservativeNews.com/support and donate, and also /subscribe and get that newsletter. You can text news, NEWS, to 423-205-5600. If you're listening to this as a podcast, please do give us a 5-star review. Forward it to your friends and family, and follow us especially on X/Twitter, where we have the largest impact. It's where all the GOP leadership, such as they are, hang out. And so we are talking there. And you can also go to Gab, Getter, Truth, MeWe, and Rumble. You know, I heard the first part of a Tucker Carlson podcast this morning, and it was him at a rally. And he said something kind of interesting, or sad, depends on which way you want to look at it. He said that one thing that we have learned from Donald Trump is that GOP leadership absolutely hates the people that vote for them. Something very similar to that. And I must tell you, here in Tennessee, as I look at what happened during COVID, I know I keep bringing this up. We're supposed to all forget it, right? As I look at what happens with illegal immigration, where Republicans continually kill those bills that would prevent illegal immigration at the state level in Tennessee, as I look at Republicans constantly killing bills that would close the Republican primaries to keep Democrats from voting in it. As I look at corporate welfare, like Ford Motor Company getting $2 billion of your tax dollars. I think we just ran a story recently that they've lost another $1.2 billion this quarter, which I think gets them up to somewhere around like $5.2 billion in losses in just the last couple of years. I see these kinds of things. I see these public universities, I see these publicly funded education systems that are completely broken, that they absolutely will not fix in any meaningful way. And you have to wonder. I think these guys just run for office sometimes to be in office and to be in leadership and to climb the ladder and to be patted on the back and recognized at pancake suppers. But they really aren't in line with GOP primary voters. I think the case in point for that was Michelle Renault's race. It was just a bellwether. But everybody said that the district is so moderate. You hear that all the time, that GOP voters in Tennessee are moderate. They are not moderate. I mean, I didn't see that at all in any of the polling or survey data, not a lick. And even though our polling of subscribers, and obviously y'all are hyper interested in this stuff, your views really are not very far afield, and are almost exactly in line with just your average Joe. The only difference is they don't keep up and they don't know, but you do. And we're so glad that you are here. Thank you for all the kind words and prayers that came in for Jason Vaughn. Continue to pray for him with his loss of his mother. Very difficult. He is a caregiver for both his parents, and they are way into the golden years. and he is a dutiful son, and it weighs heavy on him as a burden. And so do pray for him that things will go well for him and his family as they get back in the swing of things. It's going to be a hard thing to do. First story, Tennessee illegal alien suspect in hit and run that killed 10-year-old flees to Mexico. An illegal alien is wanted by police after being involved in an October 5th hit and run that left a young girl dead in Nashville. The Metropolitan Nashville Police Department issued a warrant for the arrest of 39-year-old Walter Denarius Zuniga after confirming his identity. Zuniga, a native of Honduras who should have never been here in Tennessee in the first place, and if we'd cut off the magnets, he probably wouldn't have come, is accused of hitting a 10-year-old Emily Sanchez Ramirez as she was riding her electric scooter and a bicycle in Nolensville Pike. Emily was a 5th grade student at Tusculum Elementary. Emily's mother was also critically injured in the incident. Zungino's nephew told police that he helped the suspect leave the country and was charged with accessory after the fact for false reporting and obstructing and hindering justice. If Republicans in Tennessee at the state level would just quit killing the bills that would cut off the free education, the mass transportation, and the jobs, and the benefits, we would not have illegal immigration at all in our state. But we've got such a strong corporate lobby that constantly goes up to Nashville, puts all this money in the campaign accounts of Cameron Sexton, Randy McNally, Bill Lee, anybody who chairs a committee in the legislature, lives up there with lobbyists, and they just will not do the things to protect little girls like this in Tennessee by stopping it, saying, hey, listen, Tennessee's going to be the worst place you could possibly come to here illegally. There's nothing for you. There's no jobs. There's no free education. There's nothing. There's no benefits. If you mass transport people into our state, we will consider that to be a crime. It's a shame when Republican leadership will not protect its own citizens from this invasion. We have got to take action at the state level. Tennessee illegal alien charged with burglary and assault and vandalism. ICE has detained an illegal alien after he bonded out on a number of felony charges related to an incident that took place in Washington County last Friday. I'm so tired of pronouncing these names. Fidelino Ortiz Ramirez Vicente was taken into custody by ICE on Sunday after he made his $50,000 bond for charges of aggravated burglary, assault, and felony vandalism. Washington County Sheriff Keith Sexton stated that when deputies arrived at the scene of the disturbance, they found a broken window, damage to 2 vehicles, and blood that was also seen on both the porch and the driveway. Victims at the home say Ramirez and a woman named Jessica Noyalo were involved in an argument leading to the damage found on the scene. Both were said to have left the scene in a red truck. Again, I get so tired of Republicans saying it's a federal issue, it's a federal issue, it's a federal issue. Look at Joe Biden, look at Joe Biden, look at Joe Biden. No, look at your damn self. Jeez Louise. Here's another good story. Nashville Predators host Gay Pride Music Heritage Night at Bridgestone Arena. Jason, I would like for you to assign this story to someone because I'm real curious how much taxpayer dollars over the years have gone to the Nashville Predators directly. I know we love corporate welfare. Bo Watson particularly likes it because his wife is a lobbyist for the Titans, and he has gotten filthy rich fleecing taxpayers for things that are wildly unpopular. So I'm sure the Nashville Predators have probably gotten some money, and then Bridgestone Arena. Like, how much money have we poured into this thing to have these things going on that are contrary to our values? I would like to know. Presented by Amazon. The theme night was by Amazon. That's nice, too. Was one of a 4-part series meant to showcase entertainment from, quote, diverse communities in Nashville. Yes, yes. The pregame party featured a toast from Nashville Predators CEO Sean Henry, commemorating the Preds celebration of Pride Night for a decade. Drag queens, glitter bar, hair tinsel, and sponsorship from Regions Bank in Margaritaville. I'd take your money out of Regions Bank. I've already done it. A custom logo reminiscent of the disco ball, etc. The logo artist collaborated with Nashville Predators. Oh, I don't want to read any more of this. After the controversy following the NHL players outside of Nashville choosing not to wear Pride-themed jerseys during warm-ups, NHL Commissioner Gary Beadham said that the themed warm-up jerseys of any kind would no longer be allowed in the league. We need to quit subsidizing these left-leaning corporate millionaires and billionaires with your money and mine in Tennessee. And it's the GOP that's doing it. The Democrats aren't in charge. The GOP is doing it, picking winners and losers, something that for years and years was not part of the Republican Party platform, but apparently is in Tennessee is like it's like a major plank, maybe the biggest plank. Guys, you know, I used to feel bad, and sometimes I still do, about haranguing you for financial support. But I watched Alex Jones the other day. I don't watch him a lot, but for some reason I watched maybe 5-10 minutes of it. And boy, he is not afraid. And he says essentially that if we don't get off our asses with our pocketbook and financially support conservative media, the few outlets out there that are not corporately corrupt, how can we expect it to continue? I'm telling you, conservative values is lived through your time and your money. It is not an opinion you hold. If you just hold the opinion but you never take action, that's not conservatism any more than if you have an opinion about running and you never run, or if you have an opinion about exercise and you never exercise, or if you have an opinion about being a Christian but you never try to witness to anyone. It has got to be lived. Like it says in the scriptures, God knows I don't need to preach to anybody. I'm as flawed and broken as anybody you'll ever meet. But you know, James is like, you know, faith without works is dead. And so to me, conservative beliefs without action is dead. So guys, please do go to Tennessee Conservative News, /support. Mail your checks to P.O. Box 625, Signal Mountain, Tennessee 37377. P.O. Box 625, Signal Mountain, Tennessee 37377. We especially need your help because as the presidential campaign has gone on, it has sucked all the money out of our coffers to a degree. Hold on one second. I'm just limping through this. This bug is getting me. Nonetheless, all that fundraising from Trump, I bet I got at least 10,000 messages, it has drawn on people like you who might normally support our publication but have diverted your resources and not completely get it. So, excuse me, after this election is over, please do get back on the bandwagon and help us here at the Tennessee Conservative. We have seen a decrease. We got to get back to our regular giving levels. Whew. Thank you for hanging in there with me. I got to get this done. I got to get on the road. I don't get paid to do this, so this is as good as you're going to get it. Democrats use deceptive campaign signs to attack conservative Tennessee House candidate. The race for House District 27 is a heated contest between conservative Michelle Renaud, I think we misspelled Michelle there, and progressive Democrat Kathy Lennon, and some Democrats in the area have resorted to underhanded and manipulative tactics. They got all these signs, guys. Michelle Renaud equals defund the police. Michelle Renaud equals state income tax. Michelle Renaud equals crumbling highways. And it's all because at some point, Michelle has said, and many Republicans have said, we need to stop taking federal money when there are strings attached to it that are counter to our beliefs. And I'm wholeheartedly in agreement with it. And she has debunked this stuff. But it is so funny. I don't understand this strategy because there's one side of the political aisle that everyone knows that if somebody's going to defund the police, they're probably going to be a Democrat. If somebody's going to want an income tax, they're probably going to be a Democrat. So I don't think this is going to be sold very well. And one thing that I thought was the funniest quote, and I love it, I'd like to frame it. Miss Campbell, Rachel Campbell of the Democrat Party here in Hamilton County said, Michelle Renaud is no Patsy Hazelwood. She want to make sure everybody knew that. That's the reason Michelle got elected, is because she is no Patsy Hazelwood. And so I'm hopeful that Rachel will continue to chair this party, because what she knows about running races and winning them could probably be written on the back of a very small matchbook. Next story, books with inappropriate content removed from school libraries to comply with updated Tennessee law. Almost 400 books considered to contain inappropriate content have been removed from school libraries in Wilson County to comply with an update to the Age-Appropriate Materials Act of 2022, a hot topic of many Wilson County School Board agendas since 2021. Many of the books brought to the board from concerned parents and citizens have finally been taken out of circulation. It's amazing to me In a school system where kids can't read and write at grade level, where they're trying to put all this woke garbage in their minds, cult Marxism, white guilt, the whole 9 yards, that you can't get trash out of the library. Focus on the basics. Get real good at it. Maybe people wouldn't be on your butt all the time, but nonetheless, I think a lot of these Democrats, and if a lot of these government school employees had their way, there'd be a little curtained off area in the back of the library for the dirty books and the dirty movies, kind of like what used to be in old independent VHS shops in the 80s. And they would usher kids over there to give them a real good education, because God knows they're not being taught anything else. Back to the story, the update prevents books that contain nudity, description or depictions of sexual excitement, conduct, excessive violence, sadomasochistic abuse, whatever that is, from being made available to K through 12 school students. So challenges were hard to get through for a while until they changed the laws. And it's gotten a little bit better now. Christian homeschooling family targeted for deportation granted another extension to remain in the U.S. A Christian homeschooling family that was at one time targeted for deportation by the Biden administration has been granted yet another year-long extension to remain in the United States. The Homeschool League Defense Association has reported that the Romike family met with Immigration and Customs Enforcement last Wednesday, and one-year extension granted to them in 2023 was set to expire. In 2006, UN Holleran Romike, man, these are hard names to pronounce, responded to God's call to homeschool their children despite German law essentially outlawing the practice, and were quickly met with resistance from German authorities. The family faced fines exceeding their income, had children forcibly removed from their home and taken to school, which is what many in the United States would like to see in the government education apparatus. And they were threatened with the possibility of their children being taken away permanently. The family left the country, moving to Morristown in 2008. And the HSLDA has helped the family apply for asylum as they were granted indefinite deferred action status. It's amazing to me the Biden administration will go after people homeschooling their kids, making a living, paying taxes, the whole 9 yards, that they will keep spouses away from their American husbands and wives and want to charge them ridiculous amounts of money and put them through these long hoops, and then yet just let the border be completely open. It is a travesty and a miscarriage of justice, and I think that's why so many people, one of many reasons that folks are so angry that illegal immigration has been allowed to go on as long as it has at the both federal and the state level. And to me, it's unforgivable, and they need to change course. Final story here, a town of Farragut attempts to censor. Boy, we love censorship in Tennessee in many ways. Censor Trump signs displayed on private property. Early voting in Tennessee came to a close on Thursday this week, and Election Day looms near. Across the country, yard signs remain decorated, supporting Trump, Vance, Harris, Walz. But despite the fact that U.S. citizens of many political ideologies reside in Farragut, Tennessee, the town's leadership does not seem to want its residents to express their political opinion. On October 9th notice, Farragut residents Amber Massey Wagers was informed that the Trump-Vance banners and American flag bunting hung across the property fencing were a violation of the town's municipal code signage restrictions. Quote, the town has been made aware that there are multiple temporary signs of a political nature on display at the above-mentioned property, said the notice. Several of these signs are for the same candidate and are banners or buntings which are confirmed by staff with visual inspection. Wagers was informed via this notice that she had to remove the violating signs immediately. Failure to do so would be a $50 per day sign. When Wagers brought the issue to Representative Jason Zachary's attention, she said he responded by saying that towns like Farragut and Franklin had initially wanted to ban political yard signs completely. I don't think they could do that. And if they did, I wouldn't do it, and I'd fight them in court about it. That is freedom of speech, people. In order to prevent local municipalities from doing this, state lawmakers passed legislation allowing every homeowner in Tennessee to put up at least one yard sign per candidate or issue each political season. This is unfortunately not a standalone issue and remains eerily similar to when Franklin resident Dwayne Carlton was cited for violation of zoning ordinance when he displayed too many flags in his front yard, American flags. I never see them go after the Black Power, Black Pride, Pride Lives Matter, and all that nonsense, whatever it is. It's all nonsense to me. But they love going after American flags. They love going after Trump, anybody conservative, because they know their ideas and their policies suck. And the best way to win and to cow and to intimidate and to shut up people is through censorship, which is why I'm so glad that Elon Musk bought X/Twitter, because it has been a boon to us to actually get our message out there. Guys, I labored through this and I made it. I'm sorry I sound so terrible. I don't feel awful. I just sound awful. Now, and I look awful, which is no different than usual. But nonetheless, I have a face for radio. It is what I have been told. Guys, what's going on this weekend? This weekend is I think the 15th annual or something close birthday bash in Blue Ridge, Georgia. I had it here at the house for a couple of years, and my wife was like, "You can't keep running us out of the house." And it's all guys from various places, from as far as D.C. and Alabama and Georgia and Tennessee and parts unknown, friends. They're all very different, different ages, different backgrounds, different colors, different everything. I mean, just different vocations. But they're all neat guys, and they're guys that I've collected as friends over the years, and it has been my privilege and honor to know these gentlemen and to use my birthday as an excuse to get them all together every year for the first weekend in November. Further, it has been a fun time watching them get to know one another. So we had a good time last night. We did a little trick-or-treating. I know that there are various opinions about that I probably should be celebrating Reformation Day instead of All Hallows Eve, but, I don't know. I think it's all right. Dress up in some costumes, go collect some candy. Probably ain't going to be the end of the world. It's funny, as I've read through a lot of historical fiction that's very accurate about England going from the Bronze Age to all the time leading up to Alfred the Great, the war with France, etc. And I see how all of these cultural celebrations, Christmas, which used to be Yule, I suppose, which some Christians don't want to celebrate, All Hallows Eve, which obviously is not a Christian holiday in any way, and then you've got Easter, which used to, I think the very name of it is I think from Aether, which is, I think, a Viking god that got brought over here. I can't remember. And so Christians did what almost every conquering religion has, and that is to co-opt certain aspects of cultural celebrations and point them back toward Jesus, which I think is perfectly all right. If you can't get rid of it, change its focus, right? I don't know. Somebody get all mad with me, have some kind of theological argument. But the way I look at it, it's hard enough just to love your neighbor and to say your prayers and try to live and read your scriptures, etc. And so I often don't get tangled up in what I would consider to be smaller fringe issues. I'm still down here at the basics. I don't know that I'll ever get out of it. I hope I will. So that's what's going on this weekend. My wife and daughters are going to come up to see me in Blue Ridge, and then I'm going to come down. I guess we're staying Monday, and then I'll have to vote on Tuesday. I did not get to early vote. Kept meaning to get by there, but never did. So I've got a whole pile of stuff that's piling up. I'm headed into my busy season for my painting business, the Academy for Professional Painting Contractors, and of course, getting geared up for the legislature. Hopefully, once people recover from supporting Trump, they can help us send Adelia to Nashville. We're going to need more money than we've collected, that's for sure. But I think as we head toward the end of the year, we can make that happen, which would be a huge boon for conservatives all across the state. And it would also help us, I think, be a more responsive, legitimate. We could do a lot more with interviews and videos and things of that nature that we've never been able to do before. And it burns me up to watch organizations like the Tennessee Holler and the Tennessee Lookout and others be able to afford things that we just simply can't. It's sad. I mean, we should be like we should be able to trounce them financially. But instead, it's the other way around, and that's a trend that we have to stop as conservative Christians. Like, we have to just invest. We have to invest in candidates and causes and media. If we don't, we're just going to be in trouble, right? We're winning this one by the skin of our teeth if Trump wins, and I hope he does. So we need some margin. And one way to get margin is to actually get your message out there. And when there's truth in that messaging, it has legs, and the truth resonates. Guys, Brandon Lewis here with the 10 Con Big 7. Thank you for suffering through the way I sound and my hacking and coughing and everything else. It's a family affair here, and I appreciate you being here, sharing our values, and supporting what we do. Your kind words, your encouragement, your prayers, your contributions, could not do it without you. And as long as you keep supporting me, I'll keep fighting the fight. Love you, mean it, be good. Brandon Lewis here with the 10 Con Big 7, signing off.